all the way down to Alex and just put starting.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. Hey, before we get to our special dynamic guest, we're going to take a short break, play our intro video. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We will be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. Our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. I'm going to go through some intros of myself, what CSRN is, and then give our mission statement. Then we're going to come back with an intro over here, and we're going to just get this started. Hey, I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I'm an active and registered member of the Nation of Islam here in the city of Toledo, and also one of the co-founders of CSRN, along with Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey. 10 years ago, they had an idea that just ordinary people could speak truth to power. They didn't have to be professionals, politicians, pastors, or preachers, just have some facts, maybe have a bullhorn like we have in the set, and do some good. And one of our slogans was, you don't have to ask permission to do good. Later on, they called me and said, hey, look, Brother Washington, can you help us organize this? I don't know if it was a protest or a community workshop. We did, and we've been doing this since 2014. What am I wearing today? I've got on my brown rim glasses. I've got my brown hat on. I've got on some type of cloth jacket thing, all right? And as always, my beads too. Jody got me into wearing beads, and I started making my own. And as always, I'm dedicated to protecting, defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and justice or else. Listen, family, it is hard and difficult for a grassroots organization like ours, where we have the best activists in the city come together with strong attitudes, all right, and personalities. And how do we make this happen? Well, we have a mission statement. And I'm going to put our mission statement up on the screen. Let's see if I can do that. I sure wish Jody was here so he can do some of this stuff so I wouldn't mess it up. But hey, it's too late now. It is what it is. And I said what I said. Our mission statement. That's us. Come on, Jody. I'm trying to find out what happens. Oh, no, that's lean on me. All right, there's our mission statement. We are, our tech crew they're just not loving me today. I don't feel loved. We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer of Ferguson, Missouri police officer of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often police brutality goes without consequence and accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive community-based events that help to foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politicians, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of creed, class, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And that was a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. What we're going to do right now, I'm going to give our grateful, this is Women's History Month, and one of our sisters, Anika Fields, who does the Empowerment Toolbox, she always asks us if I can name 3 things that I'm grateful for. Well, today I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my wife because she has been holding me down in all of my foolery and buffoonery for 32 years. It'll be 33 years in November. And the other sister that I want to really shout out is my boss. Her name is Myrtle Boykins Lighton, and she is the CEO of Lima Humidop, and I work for her, and she gives me the best job on the planet. Thanks, Miss Myrtle, for holding me down and taking a chance with me. So let's take a short break. We're going to come back with our guest to introduce what you're wearing, what we're talking about. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Canal.
En esta hermosísima ciudad de Orlando.
I'm here in Barranquilla, Colombia, and in sunny Miami. Daytona Beach, mis amigos, that's where we're at today.
Desde la ciudad de Cartagena, Colombia.
We are in Orlando right now, here in Florida.
I'm Helene Sheets, Director of Marketing and Communications at beautiful Lourdes University, and we've been a proud sponsor and supporter of Voces Latinas TV for over a decade. It has been a fantastic partnership. It's been our doorway into the Latino community. We've met so many incredible people, created so many partnerships. Our students absolutely love the connections we've made through Voces Latinas TV, and we're looking forward to at least another decade, 2 decades.
All right, we are back. Our tech crew is like, I don't want to say they're trash or garbage, but hey, they just need some help. All right. Hey, listen, we're back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review where we come live. We stream live from Mott Branch Library every Tuesday, unless there's an election or Jody gets an extra day at work. And shout out to the staff of Mott Branch Library where they roll out the red, black, and green carpet every week to us. However, there's a CSRN tradition that whenever we have a special guest, but you're really family now, but we're going to call you a guest just so we can get some more likes. All right. And how we do it is we ask you who you are and what you're wearing, because some of the platforms that we stream this on, it's not video,
Right.
It's just sound. And if we have some brothers and sisters, comrades and supporters that may be sight impaired, they want to say, okay, we hear the voice, but what do they look like? So they heard that I'm in my mid-20s. I got all right, okay, all right. I know, okay, let's time out on that. But they heard that I've got a hat on, I've got my glasses on, I've got a kind of a cloth jacket thing. I like it, but all right. So, who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
So my name is Dejah Griffith. I am the founder of the Lean On Me Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit out here in the Toledo community for women's empowerment. I am just wearing like a beige cream sweater, black jeans, black boots, and my glasses, because I need my glasses.
Okay, all right. What we're talking about today is Lean On Me Foundation. And we had you on before, but there may be some people that may not have heard this story.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the name come from? And why are you doing what you're doing?
So the name itself has really came from the song that we all know, Lean On Me. And so I pretty much started this because of my own personal situation. My upbringing, my childhood and everything was just not really a healthy childhood. The situation that I was living in, and for a long time, I just thought that I knew I was one day going to get out of my situation, but I never thought that I was destined to live a better life, have anything better, anything of that sort. I just knew I was going to get out, and whatever life looked like after that, it just was life. But I never thought that I was going to have anything better. And because I got better after I got out of my situation. I just wanted to start something to encourage women and to empower women, inspire women, to let them know that, hey, despite your background, despite your circumstance, your story, like we all have a story, we all have something, but despite that doesn't make us who we are. It's the possibilities afterwards that make us who we are.
All right. So I hear what you're saying. But every time I either pick up a newspaper, that's how old I am. I'm pick up a newspaper. I can just go on my phone, but I'm not going to do that. What makes you different from some of the other statistics that we read about, that you had a situation, somehow you're not in that situation now? How are you cut different from some of the others that may not have gotten to this place?
I think what makes me different is the fact that I'm transparent about my healing journey about it.
Yeah.
Very transparent about my healing journey, going through my trauma. I'm very open now. And with me being 27, I just want people to know that, yes, I went through what I went through, but I am also in the healing phase of it. This is what healing for me looks like. This is kind of just what healing looks like in general. This is what getting the help looks like, trying to overcome that and just trying to be better looks like. And I think it's just the overall transparency.
Wow. So you're like a walking example of that. I think that we were talking earlier. It was you, myself, and was it
Alyssa?
Alyssa.
Yep.
You should have let me say her name. All right. We were talking about some of the differences between those of my age and that's 6 years old and up, that a lot of us may not want to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Those difficult things to say, and we stuff things in, and we teach our children how to stuff things in. What was it that made you decide to say, hey, look, I think I had enough. I think I want to make a change, where some of us as older people, we'll say things like, I'm stuck in my ways. It's just the way I am. My mom was like that. My dad was like that. And you're going to be stuck like us too. What was it that made you want to even desire to take this journey?
Honestly, God removing me from my situation. Like I said, that's all I prayed for my whole entire life. And once he removed me, he had to tell me, like, hey, I did something for you and now you have to do something for me. And the thing that I had to do for him was let people know that you can overcome whatever it is your situation is. And like we were saying earlier, I unfortunately grew up in a household where we didn't talk about much. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about rape. We didn't talk about abuse. We didn't talk about manipulation and things of that such, like not being an overall good person, stranger danger. We just didn't talk.
And
we just didn't talk at all. And so
it's true, because a lot of us as the older people, that's how we grew up. Mm-hmm. We grew up not talking about the uncle. We grew up not talking about our brother. We grew up not talking about it. And here we are passing it on to you. I wanted to ask you this. All right. So when you're maybe the first or second generation healer, you speaking up is going to come at a cost. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. It was like that in my family when I decided to say, hey, look, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going against the grain. I'm upsetting the apple cart. I'm rocking the boat. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with some of the pushback, if you had any, from wanting to be that first generation healed person in your family?
I just pray and go to therapy, and hopefully that the people that feel that type of way eventually come around. If they come around, they come around. If they don't, they don't. At the end of the day, I'm on this journey. I'm on this path for me, to make me a better person. I was once bitter, hurt, but because I was bitter and hurt, I was taking that into relationships with other people, whether it was platonic or whatever the case is. I was taking my emotions and putting it off on other people, and those people didn't deserve that. So I honestly just pray, and I just constantly go to therapy, and I just constantly be transparent. Hopefully those people come around. If they come around, they come around. If they don't, they don't. But for me personally, this is just what I have to do. And if they understand, they understand. At the end of the day, I will love them always for eternity, no matter what. But this is just something that I have to do.
What is, I feel like I'm talking about the Lean On Me Foundation by talking about this. Is forgiveness a part of your journey? All right.
Yeah.
Some people that I talk to, they look at forgiveness as a weakness. I'm not forgiving this person. I'm not going to forgive myself. Where does forgiveness fit into Dejah, Lean On Me, and the whole vibe that you have?
In order to grow, you have to let go. And in order to let go, you have to forgive. Whether it's forgiving yourself, forgiving whoever that, did you wrong, whatever the case is, you have to forgive. And it's crazy you said that, because for a long time, I used to think that I forgave the people that I felt like that wronged me. And then it was probably a year ago that I realized I didn't really forgive them in the way that I thought I forgave them. I forgave them enough to be able to talk about it, but I really did not forgive them, because every time I talked about it, it still came from a place of hurt, a place of bitter. I still tear it up every time I talk about it. So forgiveness is a very important part, but forgiveness is also a very important part of healing.
I look at it as forgiving someone of a debt that they'll never be able to pay. All right. So I'm going to release you. We're good. Our relationship may not get back to where it was before the harm, but I'm not expecting anything from you.
And then I was also having a conversation with one of my cousins, and we were talking about closure. And I used to think that closure is a conversation, like a goodbye conversation,
right.
Just addressing what it is.
Right.
But he had let me know that closure can also be in the form of not having that conversation. Closure can just be in the form of just doing the work, going to therapy and, healing yourself,
absolutely.
and not ever having that conversation. So sometimes there's verbal closure, and then there's no closure. It's verbal forgiveness, and then there's nonverbal forgiveness.
And sometimes there's many roads to get to where you need to be. And I strive to let people know that my way of closure, which may be releasing you of the debt, I don't have to call you anymore asking you. It's like if somebody owe you $20 and they were cool getting it from you, but now it's time to get it back. They don't answer my text. They don't answer my call. It goes straight to voicemail. At one point, I'm going to say, okay, every time I'm calling you, I'm getting this rejection. At one point, hey, look, Jody, we're good. All right. You don't owe me. We're good. And I'm not expecting it. That way I could put a period on that part of my life and I can move on. And I can create my own closure. I don't necessarily need that person. And Jody doesn't owe me $20, just in case you all are out there and say, hey, let's cash out Brother Washington. Well, it is hashtag Washington Muhammad, but you don't have to do that. All right. But I do believe in creating my own closure.
Yeah.
Because that other person may not be around. That other person may not be able to say what I think I want them to say, the day I want them to say it, and how I want them to say it. Well, let me say it. I'll do it myself. And after I make that decision that I'm good, I am. All right. It's the way I feel when I walk out of Walmart with my receipt. All right. Hey, I don't care if I done paid it. I'm good.
Right.
However, if I'm with Jody and hey, Jody, I didn't know you picked that up. Now I'm sweating when I walk by because I think you're gonna ask for the receipt. But all right, I know. You're a strong brother, Jody. But I create my own closure. I'm good, and I can talk about it without having that trauma come up because I've really forgiven myself.
Yeah.
I've forgiven not Jody. I've forgiven the other person
Yeah.
because Jody's awesome. Jody's the treasurer, and he'll be on a little bit later of CSRN. Solid brother. He either checks all the boxes or none of the above. Yeah. And I love him for that. I want to talk about Lean on Me.
Okay.
Let me bring the, I thought I had the, no. All the while we've got Lean on Me. We've got the logo at the lower right hand corner, letting you know what's going down today. It's the Lean on Me Foundation, how it started. We're going to put the website up on our screen, and hopefully I could do that without having any mishaps like we did before. But it's all good. Hey, you get what you get. No. That's not what I want. Family, just be patient with me. Normally I have other people on to make sure that this goes the way that it's supposed to. And no, we're good. All right, I want to look at the website. We have you on here. That's a dynamite picture. All right, I don't know who does the hair. Who did your hair on this one?
That one was more than likely my sister.
All right, can we shout her out?
Yes, my sister, my big sister, Victoria, also my mom.
All right.
And then the picture was taken by Alyssa.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And Alicia is in the studio. Alyssa, okay, they had the wrong cue card. They had the wrong cue card up. All right. Ooh, all right. And she's in the studio, and we were talking about friends, and while we were at it, she seems like a dynamite friend. It's hard to come by dynamite friends. How do you define that?
A friend? Oh, man. It's so many ways you can define it, but just the basic level of just being a friend. Somebody that comes with love and support. Just, obviously as a friend, you do have to build that, but just a basic friend, just for me, I feel like just love and support.
All right. Now, speaking of friends, man, every time you're on here, our podcast, our numbers go up, our engagement goes up. We just have you on for the month, and Jody, we'd be able to make all the money with you for all year. I'm just joking. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. Hey, I really wanted to get into some of Lauren said she just loved you.
Lauren has been around since pretty much since I first moved here. Lauren is married to Zach, the guy that I shouted out last time.
Okay, all right.
And
Zach.
Lauren has been around since the beginning. Lauren is one of those friends that's no longer friends. She's like family.
Okay, all right.
And Lauren has seen the Lean on Me Foundation go from a thought to an idea to an actual real thing.
All right. I wanted to bring up Ronald.
Man.
He shouts out my dog. All right, I didn't know she was my dog too.
Yes, Ron is probably not even probably. Ron is the first male best friend that I've ever had. Ron.
Shout out Ron.
Yeah, Ron is my male best friend from Texas. I was a student athletic trainer, and I was assigned to football. And Ron was obviously a football player. It was my second year, and it was Ron's first year. And we just built a strong friendship that has also turned into family to where if I needed to call for parental advice, I could call his mom, I could call his dad, and his family personally reach out to me instead of asking Ron, hey Ron, how is Dej? Have you talked to Dej? They'll just personally hit me up. And Ron, even though we're super miles away, Ron always supports me. And he's off doing his thing in Vegas right now playing football. And I'm super proud of him. And we just support each other. We check in with each other as much as we can, but yeah, Ron is definitely like a big. I told you the males really be coming out the gate. Like really, sometimes their support can be a little stronger than the women.
That's right. That's right. That's big up to Ron. Hey, what about Ricky?
Ricky, yeah, that's my girl, Ricky. So Ricky, when I first moved here, Ricky started out like just as my assistant manager. Like I was her employee when I first started at Real Seafood. And just over time, like just building that love and support, Ricky had just turned into a friend. And same thing with Lauren, like seeing me go from a thought to an idea to like now this thing. And just because of the personal journey that Ricky was on with herself at the time, I just felt like it was only right to ask her to not only be a board member of the Lean On Me Foundation, but to be like my number two, my right-hand man. And we've been doing this thing together for a year ever since.
Hey, I'm getting reminded that it's only an hour podcast. And if I go through
everyone, I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh wow, that is like so many people.
Okay, is that Jenico?
Jenico, my male best friend here, one of my male best friends here. Jenico, same thing like Zach, like just always been a supporter since the beginning of time. I met him at Real Seafood, and it's just always been love and support. And the guys have always joked about like just showing up in a wig and a dress, if that's the way that they have to support. And I've always loved it because
all right, okay, that's support. All right.
That is support to the extreme.
Hey, y'all got my vote on that. Okay, all right. Hey, we also got Stephanie.
Yeah, that is my cousin.
Okay, because she said I love you, cousin.
Yes.
But you know, from our community, anybody could be your cousin. But
Stephanie is my cousin, but Stephanie is also one of my role models. Stephanie went through a hardship when she was in the military. Her platoon had got blown up, and unfortunately over time she did lose her leg, so she is an amputee now, but she has surpassed like all the stereotypes. Like she is now like doing her thing. She is doing it. She is definitely one of those cousins that is more like a sibling that definitely holds me accountable even miles away. Also, she like still shows up for me. So,
and Stephanie also said you forgive others for you, not for them. And thank you, Stephanie, because that's what I had to learn. All right, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah, you got to do it for yourself. It's not for them, because when you do it for people, it just comes off as like people pleasing.
And I used to be the chief people pleaser. You know, whatever you need, I got. Knowing that they already got it. But sometimes if you make yourself available for people, you really can't blame them for taking advantage.
Yeah. Oh, there go my sister right there. Yep.
Lauren.
Victoria. Yeah.
And she has said that, and your sister is, actual sister is here. All right. Man, Jody, this is making me, and Stephanie says, I think I know Stephanie. I think I know. Stevie. Is that Stevie?
Which one?
She says Stephanie Moore. She says, I know you from set. I wonder if that's
I do have a cousin named Stevie.
All right, okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right.
We got so much time.
Now I'm like, oh man, Stevie and Steph. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. Now, okay, all right. Yeah.
She said Stevie and Stephanie. Yeah.
Right. And also for Stephanie, we're planning on having a set reunion. AD is organizing it, so you know it's going to be trash. But we want you to come anyway. No, I'll just kidding, just in case AD is out there listening to us. You know, I could really care less as long as we've got Dejah. We always have viewers, so but we'll be planning that hopefully June, July, and we'll get back to you.
If you need me there, I'll be there.
All right. I want to get back to Lean On Me Foundation, and then I need you to let everyone know how they can support. What are some of the things that what are some of the services that people can get from the Lean On Me Foundation?
Just really overall support, encouragement, inspiration. My goal with the Lean On Me Foundation is really to just foster a community where women can just feel empowered and live empowered lives. And by doing so, hopefully inspire other women to do the same. I'm actually getting ready to start something very new within the next month. And yes, it is typically a support group, but I don't want to call it a support group. More so like a no judgment zone, like no therapist, no any counseling, anything like that. Just building a space for women to come and be women and to just release. You know, sometimes, yes, going to therapy is great. Yes, going to counseling is great, all those things, but some people are not ready for that step. So I want to start something where women could just come and, you know, just give their experiences. And if it builds into like potential relationships with each other, then that is something I'm very excited to do. This coming July, though, I will be having my 3rd annual Lean On Me Foundation Empowerment Brunch. That is like my conference, my seminar that I do once a year. And that is where I bring women together. We talk about mental health. We talk about what certain things look like. We have a theme every year. Last year, my theme was the rose that grew from concrete.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then this year, I have a really great theme, and I'm very excited about it. I'm releasing my theme at the beginning of May and everything. But this year, I think this year is going to be the year that takes it off. I have my cousin Stevie on board with me. She's going to give her testimonial about it. I have to hold on to it.
Okay,
but,
all right.
But this year, I think is the year for that particular event to take off and to give people something to look forward to, not only just the Lean On Me Foundation, but to look forward to that particular event every summer. And then I'll be doing a breast cancer celebration event. I'll be teaming up with YWCA. And then I will be doing a holiday donation drive that I have been doing. This year will be my 3rd one, also doing that every year. I try to pick like different shelter homes and everything for women to give back to, you know, to let other women know that I stand with you, other women in the community stand. This is the one I met you at. The one last year. That's the one where we met at the Frederick Douglass Center.
That's right.
Yep. And that's when like even men could come to and like, you know, donate for that. You know, that's just letting you know that we support you in your journey of trying to be better, wanting to do better, things of that such.
All right. Well, I think this year, Jody, and we're all going to talk about how can we, you know, support the holiday donation drive. There has to be I was looking to see if there was where we could give donation.
Oh, it's under if you go back to the About page at the bottom.
Okay. About. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then at the bottom.
That's Dynamite picture.
Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. So here we are. All right. I wish I had Jody's credit card. I would put it. I would look right now on. Okay. If you go to TLOMF.org, go to the About, go to the bottom, and you'll see $0 to $100. Hopefully we can get a custom so that, because just
the $100 box is like the custom.
Okay.
That is the custom box for you to go in and just put in whatever you feel like is on your heart.
Okay, good. So we can donate. If I click, I've got all my credit cards hooked to my Google Pay. All right.
No, we don't.
But yeah, go to the website, click the donation. Jody and I are going to make a pledge because this is really important. And I believe that for the people that love what we do in the community, if you love Black Lives Matter, if you like protesting, if you like all that, well, you're going to love to donate toward the Lean On Me Foundation because this affects so many people's lives. It means so much more than a lot of things that are going on.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. We're going to leave that up on the page right now. Tanika always asks us 3 things that we're grateful for. If you could list, I know it's off the top of the dome, and we kind of talked about what we were going to talk about, but I didn't talk about this. Let's see how quick you are. If you can give us 3 things that you're grateful for what will those things be?
One being God, two being my the position that I am in life right now in this very moment, and then three, the people that hold me accountable, the people that have gotten me where I am right now.
And lastly, are you willing to come back?
Yes.
All right, that's what's up. That's
you see those numbers.
I know. Heck yeah. Well, I gotta ask. All right. I gotta ask. We enjoy you. We just can't thank you enough for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And anything that you believe that we can add to what you're doing in a meaningful way, please give us a call.
I will, most definitely.
I'll tell Jody, hey, look, we're going to the bank. All right, open up the vault and let's make this happen.
Yeah, we need that. We need everybody going deep reach in them pockets.
That's right. That's right. And for the older people that aren't doing much, some of us are over the hill, but you still want to be out in the, you still want to come off the porch. You can help now by donating to Lean On Me Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You can be active again, even though you may not be able to get around like you used to. You can be active by donating, and it's easy to go online. If you just type in Lean On Me, just scroll down and you'll see her webpage.
Mm-hmm.
Click on it, click to the about, go down.
Anything is welcome. Everything is welcome. This is not going to me at all. This goes to events. This goes to those that are in need. Like, we do things on the side that do not even get broadcasted on the website or social media. You know, not everything is for everyone to know, but
yeah, you
do need to know it does not go towards me at all. I have my own job. This is going towards those that need help.
Right. And I also think that in these days and time, integrity is important. Character is important. And we've been donating to the same things for so long and not getting anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
And when we met you, you were working.
Yeah.
All right. So that right there, man.
I think you guys had just come out of a meeting and you were just like, what is this? And I was just like, oh, this is a donation drive.
Right. And we're like, okay, can we donate?
I was like, yeah. Right.
So we're going to continue. We're going to continue that. We're going to make sure that whatever you need, and if we don't have enough, we'll just do what we call the shakedown. We'll go to all of my old pastor friends.
That's okay. We can do that too.
We can do that. Either you could take the window or you could take the stairs, but we need something to keep this going. We want to thank you for being here, and man, we can't wait to see you when you come back.
Thank you.
Hey, family, this is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We will be right back with Jody Summers, Child of the System, Spoken Truth. We're going to tie up some loose ends, and then we're going to end today with 5 minutes of heat, some dynamite spoken word. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Audio Jungle.
I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent, and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant, inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment. Did you know?
See. This is the CSRN podcast, a weekend review. We had our sister Dejah, Griffith. I guess I could call her Dejah now because all our friends do. All right. And we had her friend here, Alyssa, helping out. Hey, listen, as we always do, we had Dejah introduce herself, what she had on, and what we were talking about today. And normally we start with Jody's, but Jody's like, no, I'm not coming in today. And I'm like, come on, bro. You know, everybody can't punch you in, all right? So who are you for the people that may not know you? Who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
Well, hello, everybody. Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth, the wonderful treasurer of this organization. And my apologies for being late.
That's right.
There was a land bank meeting today, so city official, all the other stuff, trying to be abreast of what's going on in the community as the next few months are about to be interesting, to say the least. So, you know, kiss some babies, meet some people, make connections, get ready for a round of golf, all that good stuff that I never expected myself doing. But again, thank you everybody from always joining us every single week, which is a very difficult thing to do. Even those that was down there and let know of the Spotify. Yeah. So I let them know that, and they was looking for us. So I just sent them to the YouTube because, you know, we do need more followers and everything like that.
I like that.
Hopefully,
that's smart.
All right. City officials subscribing and now, you know, we kind of gave ourselves listening devices. But either way, for those of you out there that are listening, because we know this is a time where you got sports and kids and all the other stuff. I am a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos and crystals and stones and bones and all the stuff that I gathered and collected from You Can Be Anything, which you'll hear more about in that 5 minutes of heat. But yeah, I decided I wanted to do something. I am an Aries. A lot of people forget that because I'm one of the super kind Aries now that I'm older. But
yeah, I saw the Facebook post. What's that on the horizon, son? It's Aries season. Man, get out of here with that. All right.
So shout out to all the Aries, best sign of the season. I don't want to hear nothing else, zodiacs and stuff. But birthday in a week, so coming to Columbus, hopefully I can find some open mics there, some crystals and stuff. There's some whole bunch of stuff coming up. Of course, we're approaching the eclipse and everything. So I guess this is my segment to try to update everybody on what's going on locally.
That's right.
One caveat from that is nationally, my thoughts and prayers goes to the families of everybody that was involved in Baltimore. And
I saw that, bro.
The ship and yeah, the world is a very weird place. I was up answering and responding to people. I'm like, hey, a new movie. It's like, nah,
bro, that's real life.
Another movie. So, hopefully, I haven't seen too many updates again. I've been bouncing around, but everybody hopefully gets found.
Yeah,
that's going to be a big thing because I do have to go up that way over the summer for transportation and a lot of things involved. Figure out what's going on, but other than that, here's some things that went on last week before I go up to this week. I wasn't super active, but then too, I'm always invited at stuff. So if you are a part of it and you let me know, I'm going to try and, let people know, because you might do it again next week. You might do it again next year, but the more people that know about it, the better it becomes. So we had the Palestine movie night, 5 broken cameras. We did that last week at Woodland Mall in Bowling Green. Then there was also Palestine Resistance, a short film collection in Toledo, Ohio. There was a volunteer sign up for everybody canvassing, because again, we are abreast that the elections ended, but that does not mean the season's over. So if you do want to get to know some of the people that you're voting for, how I got here and how I am comfortable being in politicians and being an activist at the same time, is get to know them. They are more than just people that write policies or you get pissed off at. They have families, they have lives, they have things, and being a civil servant is not an easy task. You think your social media is bad. Well, what if it's your job? You can't just pour off on people and feelings and stuff. You have to be very professional. There was the Glass City Punk Rock Art Show at the Collingwood Arts Center. I'm pretty sure that was awesome. That was awesome.
I missed Saturday. That. All right. I missed that.
Well, you was at the volunteer site up, right?
Oh, yeah, I was.
Or at Palestine Resistance.
Yeah, I was. I was at all that.
You was at one of them. And then there was Taylor Holloway and her business, Costella Tierras, which is a candle company and a whole bunch of other stuff. I finally got to make it out there for their 3-year anniversary. If you ever get any gifts from me, the waxes that are in my gifts come from her, because I make sure everything that I put out into the world comes locally. So try and keep them dollars a little bit more at home. There was a pop-up vendor bazaar at Washington Junior High, and the Ottawa Tavern had a Solar Express official pre-party, which that is coming up too. So get your glasses cheaply or make them. We used to have websites that showed you how to make the little glasses for solar eclipse. So don't pay $5, $6 for them. Find out how to make them. That's always best.
That's right.
And upcoming events this week, we have the Lunch with Leaders, Wealth Reimagined at 1001 Front Street. I believe that is the Glass City Center.
That's right.
So if you are a business leader or thinking about getting into business and stuff, this is with the African American Leadership Council. It's a great way to meet people, to network, to find out what the future of Toledo is going to look like. That is Thursday at 11:30. Also that Thursday, there are some big things coming up if you want to be a part of the city planning. I feel like the news right now, but the 2024-2025 1-year action plan public hearing. So if you got some discrepancies, you want to know where your money is going, where that Recovery Act we did so vigilantly in all the schools, what's happening with that? Come to those meetings. It is public, one government center. Don't act a fool.
Or act a fool. That was your money. Those was millions.
Changed, true, but act a fool and find out. That's where they're at now in the government office. Okay. We could do that before. It's, times have changed since 2020. I miss them. And then there's the Black Entrepreneurs event. That is also Saturday at noon. These are upcoming events. So that's one at Facet Street Entrepreneurs Club, run by Vance. Is a great place. That's also where we do our poetry and soul. Me and Kay Renee once a month. We're moving them to the first week instead of the third week of Thursday. So when I come back from Columbus, that is my birthday party essentially.
Oh, okay.
Stuff will be up there if you want to come, have powwow, check it out with us, and enjoy some poetry. There is poetry every Wednesday night at Toll House. So there's lots of things going on. The 28th, this week, Thursday, is the closing of Bucci Mamas. And all the poets in the community are coming together for one last round. We have been doing open mics up there. So if you want to have some poetry, get some last of the tap for Bucci Mamas, come out and celebrate with us. Is right next to the Cock and Bull, across from the stadium. It'll be a good time. And I think that is all for my updates until we come back, because I will be back the second. So, yeah.
All right. And hey, let me just go ahead and run all of our social media things, and then we can get ready for 5 minutes of heat.
But anything that you did?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay the bills first. All right. We forget, we leave here poor and broke. All right. If you want to support us, we want you to go to our YouTube page. We're looking to get at least 100,000 subscribers. After days, we might be really close to that. We might have 100 though. But we want you to go to our YouTube page, subscribe, click the notification, like, share, and comment. If you want to get our Black Lives Matter signs, we do have those. We not that many left, but hit us up on our inbox, either Jody or myself. We will bring it out to you. We have a few of the defund the police signs, defund Toledo Police, defund Toledo PD, and it's in the University of Toledo colors. We like that. That was on purpose. Take that. I should be saying that.
Yeah, you should not.
Okay,
we're not even going to touch that situation.
All right.
You get clothing brand, liquor, the songs. Nope. We already know what it is in the industry. So
you get what you get. Yep. All right. You get what you. And 2024 is the year.
It's going to be merciless.
Everybody get what they get.
Nickelodeon just went down. I'm
you get what you get what you get. There's so many people that have been protected from exposure in 2024. So I'm gonna get my life together. All right. I'm gonna get my affairs in order.
It's a good thing to do.
Right. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and X. You can support us via Cash App, hashtag CSRN 419, and PayPal CSRN 419. And be on the lookout for our new red, black, and green yard signs. And lastly, Jody, today is the 16th day of Ramadan, and we only have maybe 15 or 14 more days left. And that's the month that the Muslims observe the revelation of the Holy Quran. So each day we will strive to not eat or drink from sunup to sundown. And it's more than just not eating, because there's a lot of people on the planet that don't eat. All right. But we also strive to settle our differences, relieve ourselves of some of the vices that we have, and also give to those who are less fortunate. And one of the things that we've been doing this year, each week we plan some acts of kindness. And shout out to the Seagate Food Bank. Saturday, we were able to go in there and box up 200 meals. Awesome. All right. And shout out to our sister Cherie, who is a big wig down there. She set it up that all of us could have the conveyor belt. And I think I was putting in the cereal boxes. All right. Had one of the easiest jobs. All right. Everybody else had the canned corn and all that.
All the other go around you.
Yeah. And lastly, we're really fortunate. We're really fortunate to be able to have the things that we have. Yeah. That we can just drive to McDonald's. You know, we can open up a refrigerator and something is there, or I can reach in my pockets and something is there.
We can go to the hospital if we need to. We can have clean drinking water, which you know, even in America, Flint,
and
still deals with
and there's a lot of people that don't have that. And you know, thoughts and prayers continue to the brothers and sisters of Gaza that continue to be bombarded with missiles and drones and bombs, even during this holy month of Ramadan. So my prayers are with all of the oppressed, all of the voiceless, and they will be liberated the same way we're trying to liberate ourselves from ignorance and fear right here in America. Jody, I think that's it for me. And yeah, I'm going to just end it right there. Whatever else I needed to say, we'll just roll it over to next week.
Awesome. Well, one last person I wanted to shout out is Boom the Bomb, Jared Frazier, a friend of mine in the music industry. He had his second studio party, which I was happy and privileged to be a part of. And I do a lot of stuff in the community, regardless what it is. I started out in the radio at Castoff, Prophet, and Said As You Know Him, or Southside Shirts. And if I hadn't have done that experience coming in, which is where the poem Simple Man and stuff comes from, I would not be here today. I think a lot of people ask me now, getting on boards and stuff like that, where does it start? It starts with a start.
Oh, okay. I think Dejah talked about that. When do you have that healthy conversation? When you have it.
The start and in my experience now, 362 days. I'll be 10 years old independently in the industry. I've been in the industry for more than 25, but it's something, whether it is business, a nonprofit, your art, a book, performing. Can you give 10 years to this? Before you think about anything else,
that's right.
All it is kind of a marriage. You want to make an impact in the community. You want to go up there and talk to people. Can you give 10 years? Can you make that commitment to say, nobody might not even know who I am, but if I put this work in for a decade, I have stuff I can show. I have people. And the second part of that is during that 10 years, as I'm telling some of my boards now, I say Bible is going to come out Bible if you look at the captions, but start working on that. Who are your connections? Who sponsors you? Who's your email contacts, your news contacts? If you want to hand over your organization, because after about a decade, it's not yours no more. It's the community's. That's what you built it for. So if you want to pass it down to a younger generation, you can't just throw them on the podium like, yeah, I'm new director. The stuff that we take, the pictures, the forms and stuff, we save that. We collect that. Shout out to New Era Detroit as they're celebrating their 10 years. I was really inspired by seeing their walkthrough museum and stuff, because that is really where the work comes from, the grind.
Do we have enough pictures for a walk? Do we?
I think we do.
Yes, sir.
Videos.
Yes, sir.
But you never know. That might be coming up for our 10. But that's really what I want to tell people now as we are getting older, and you want to give it to the youth. Don't just hand them some money in the organization. Let them know who your friends are, who to trust, who not to trust, who you could be in camera with and be nice, and who you don't want to take behind your boardroom doors. That's a lot you learn in that time. But
that's right.
Other than that, if you want to be a guest on a show, I talk to people all the day. You can come all the time, but you can come to me, you can come to Brother Washington. You can hit us up on social media. Every Tuesday, 6 to 7:30. It hasn't changed. In November, it'd be 10 for us.
Right. Well, you said 7:30. I'm trying to get out of here now because we're gonna be breaking fast soon.
I was also styling, so our other studio member was gonna come back, but I don't think that's happening. So we're gonna go and get into what 5 minutes of heat is. Also, for those that follow me on my page. Shout out to Sonia Ramel. I'll see you on the 27th, if not before, for the Minority Health Fair. And yes, I did make the announcement that I'm only doing 12 videos this year.
Okay.
So if you see other videos,
we're gonna see how that work out.
Yeah, I'll go try. But all right, I'm retiring from a certain part of life, not going away. So don't freak out, people. But retiring from being so active in front of the camera. And yeah, 12 is it, unless you record me live, and you'll see that tomorrow. So if you like, that's 13. No, it's not. Somebody got me live, and I'm giving them the appreciation because I don't see myself that often.
While you're loading up the video, let's give some history on 5 minutes of heat.
Yep.
5 minutes of heat. We came up with 5 minutes of heat. I mean, I think way back in 2015, maybe 14. And after every meeting, we were meeting in person then. It'd be a big group of us, 10, 12 of us. And we wanted to find a different way to close out our meetings instead of just hitting the gavel and saying meeting adjourned. I wanted to have some creative expression. We had Stevie or Stephanie, well, Stevie, but we had Stephanie on.
Everybody's name.
No, she's both. She's Stevie and Stephanie. And one of the things that I learned from working with Self-Expression Team Theater was creative expression. And we wanted to do something different. So I asked if there was anyone that knew a poem, a rap, a dance, some type of creativity. And Jody said that he did, but he looked like he does now. He doesn't dress for the political thing. He doesn't dress for the banquet thing. And I would always think, well, they're never letting me in. Okay, how does he get in before me? All right, I got this tight monkey suit, this polyester suit on, but sometimes we try to judge people based on that they don't look like us. So he didn't look like a poet. He didn't look like a chef. He didn't look like an author. He didn't look like an illustrator. So it was something wrong with our sight. All right. So he dropped maybe one of the first poems I've ever heard him say. And then he ended up being our resident 5 Minutes of Heat person. And that came from the old Houdini song, 5 Minutes of Funk. I just replaced the funk with heat because that's what we bring. So here we are. What do you have for us today?
So today we have a piece called Blip. And again, as you're seeing me feature a lot more, you have me as a feature. This is my opener. It's not the poem, but that's where Let's Begin Peace came from, because people always thought I was starting my poem when I was talking. It wasn't. So either way, today's poem is Blip. Goes on a lot what he just talked about, and I thank the person for inspiring it, Shamir Melvin, who's going to be up and down book 18, which I start the manuscript on as soon as I come back from Columbus. So the first week of April, not on the first, but the first week of April for book 17. So I'm an open book to those that decide to read. 1,000 words, yes, 1,000 words to those who've only caught a glimpse of me. And a lifetime, yes, a lifetime to those that can say they were part of my story. If you are anywhere under the sound of my voice, you are now family, because on this stage is where I share the most vulnerable parts of myself. And I hope, yes, I hope that you hear me. Let's begin. Peace. Blip. So the other day, me and my friend were having a conversation, and she described herself as a blip. Black, live, in person. I told her that is one of the nicest statements I've ever heard. I've been called many things in life, and this one is the one that describes me the best. We looked up the definition, and it provided even more reason for me to use this description for myself. It read, an unexpected, minor, and typically temporary deviation from a general trend. That definition describes me more than anything else I've been called in life. I've been Black, melanated, a BIPOC, African American, Negro, sun-kissed, ebony, minority, brown, called an Israelite, token, a few N-words I will not repeat, and a few phrases, yes, a few phrases when none of those descriptions fit me. You're not like the rest of them. You're a good one, but you seem so educated. What side of town did you grow up on? Hey, chief. Hey, big guy. And the one that always gets on my nerve. What race are you? In my life, I've never let the color of my skin, my melanation, or ancestry dictate what I can do, because I was told from childhood that I could be anything. And that's exactly, yes, exactly what I decided to do. I'm an artist, author, publisher, poet, event coordinator, city official, actor, bridge builder, mentor, father, here to listen, shoulder to lean on, cry if you need to, fist for defense, and I will walk through, yes, walk through any door my purpose leads me to. I was always told, if you change for those around you, you will eventually, yes, eventually lose you. So I go to everything with a smile on my face, just as I am, because I know someone needs to see the person that looks like you. Someone needs to know that these parts of life are not off limits because the color of your hue. So I embrace, yes, I embrace being a blip, because although my time might be finite, I am definitely someone that does not stand by the status quo. And I know that interruption in the normal way things go brings a lot of people together in places they did not know they could go. So wherever you go, embrace the deviation of not looking like everyone else and inspiring someone to do something new. Butterfly in the sky. In peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers, all right? One of the things that we did not do with you, we did it with Dejah. 3 things that you're grateful for, and then we'll do our outro tag, and we'll put a pin in this one.
Yep. I am grateful for finding myself, continuing to put my head down and trudge through the storm instead of just standing there or running away. There was a lot I went through in life, and finding my purpose was not easy. So I'm grateful for my hardships, because had I not had them, things that I go through on a daily basis now I would fall for, or be tricked into, or be upset that it wasn't my turn. I'm grateful for my family, sister, my daughter, the friends and community that has become my family. Because if you support me in any way, even a like or share, you are family. Not everybody has to listen to everybody. So I'm appreciative of that. And I'm appreciative for the organizations that I get to see grow from grassroots to fully funded. So that is a beautiful thing. Things like Sonia, things like the Land Bank,
that's right,
Hoodstock, and the movement, and places like that we was like, we're going to do something, and it doesn't matter what you think. NAACP or Black Panthers, we in 2015-14 decided to do something that I had never done before. Not all of us are around, but many of my friends, if they're not in their original organizations, they've done different things.
That's right.
Into politics or books and stuff. So I'm happy for that.
All right. And as always, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And Black lives can't matter until
all Black lives matter.
Justice or else.